Hi, my name's Kate Brown, and I chose my academic case study to be over behavioral disorders. So, in a 2017 webpage titled Behavioral Disorders, it states that behavioral disorders are patterns of disruptive behaviors in children that usually leads to problems in school, at home, and in social situations. This is clearly the situation for the Billy Stark case. Every teacher at Southview Middle School cringed at the name Billy Stark. He was the student that no one wanted. His appearance, along with his attitude, was grungy and dirty. He had previously been expelled from his last school, and his reputation certainly preceded him. Mr. Salstick, the principal, sincerely cared about the well-being of his students and wanted to take the most beneficial, precautious measures when handling Billy Stark's unique case. The teachers decided that Mr. Banta would be the best fit teacher for Billy, along with the counselor, the special education teacher, and the tutors. Mr. Banta was a very kind man and wanted to do everything possible in order for Billy to succeed. Just as predicted, Billy got in trouble on the first day. But when all the students were gone, Mr. Banta came to him because he didn't want him to feel like any more of an outcast, and he asked him why he did it. Billy denied doing anything wrong and blamed it all on the other students. And later that afternoon, he was found smoking in the bathroom. An immediate meeting was scheduled with Mr. Stark, Billy's father. Later to find out, Billy's mother had recently abandoned their family. Also, Mr. Stark worked long hours and had previously had an alcohol problem. He has overcome his drinking problem, but he explained that he had not been prepared to become a full single parent all of a sudden. Along with the faculty, Mr. Stark agreed that Billy needed to change his ways, and they would do everything possible for that to happen. Mr. Banta did everything he could to help Billy. For example, Billy was so far behind, it was decided that he would be moved to special education classrooms. Although he was moved to this class, Mr. Banta made it required that Billy stayed in the room half of the day in his room and the other half in the special education classroom. He did this in order for Billy to integrate into the regular classroom setting and to make some friends. Continuing, Billy would occasionally get in these raging fits where he would cuss and violently throw things. On these occasions, Mr. Banta would move the entire class to a different classroom and leave Billy in that classroom for him to calm down. Mr. Banta quickly realized that Billy never really calmed down. Mr. Banta went back in there and Billy was unreasonable. Billy complained that everyone got on his nerves, his mother was a witch, and his dad made him mad. Mr. Banta revealed that sometimes he could see a glimpse of the kid that Billy could be. Billy was intelligent and quirky when he wasn't mad. Mr. Banta had become mentally exhausted after watching his extreme efforts fail each time. Furthermore, in the special education class, the teachers found that Billy's confidence in himself was so low that when he was given a task, he just gave up without any effort. The teachers then conducted a functional behavioral analysis and found that Billy needed to improve his impulse control. In attempts to do this, these teachers first tried to use a reward system. So if Billy read a book, they give him computer time. This failed for Billy. He would mock the computer, any games on it. He'd mock the teachers. The reward system did not work for Billy. So the second attempt they tried was to use any kind of books that interested him. So they would ask him, like, will you read this? And get anything that seemed interesting to him. And Billy would start pretty interested in the book and then fade away. He would start to not care and just quit. The teachers finally came to the conclusion that something emotional, social, and biochemical was blocking him from any attempt to learn. Also, it was thought that he had an undiagnosed learning disorder. After all of their efforts, the team realized there was nothing more that they could do. Soon after, Billy and his father moved to Indiana to be closer to family. The team was relieved that they no longer had to accommodate this troublesome kid, but they were sad at the same time because they were not able to help Billy and make him learn and improve. Last they heard was that Billy ended up in a juvenile detention center in Indiana. Although this ending is sad, it's the reality of the situation. Just like that, Billy disappears into the unknown after all of their hard work that they tried. There are many Billys still currently in schools today. Most schools do not do half of what Southview tried to do for Billy. Cases such as these are hidden from the world when we should be highlighting them in order to create a success plan for these children.